Good morning, everyone. It's always a pleasure to speak to a crowd looking to build a foundation for their future. You know, people are always searching for the great secret, the hidden formula that will make them wealthy overnight. And I always tell them the same thing. There is no secret. There are principles. The first principle, and the most powerful force in the financial universe, is something you learned in grade school, yet most people forget how to wield it. I'm talking about compounding. It is the geometric growth of wealth year after year, reinvesting the earnings to earn even more earnings. My partner, Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, always called it the eighth wonder of the world. Time is your ally here. You don't need a spectacular starting amount. You need a spectacular amount of patience. Start early. Be consistent. Let time do the heavy lifting. The second principle is even simpler: find value. Forget the hot stock tips, the fancy acronyms, and the market noise. We look for the simple things: wonderful businesses at sensible prices, businesses you understand, run by people you trust, that have a durable competitive advantage, a moat, as we call it. When you buy a stock, you're buying a piece of a business. Treat it that way. Would you buy an entire hamburger stand without looking at the books? Of course not. So why would you buy a few shares of a major corporation without understanding its value? But there was a third partner, a silent partner in the early days of Berkshire that few people know about. His name was Yehuda, and he provided the real world education that money can't buy. My first most critical lesson in value wasn't from Graham's book. It was from listening to Yehuda talk about his childhood in a one-room apartment in Akko, Israel. 9 of them, one room. The parents got the bedroom, bless them. The rest of them, mattresses on the floor. It taught me something fundamental: of business must be frugal, resourceful, and capable of generating value from sheer scarcity. Yehuda was my great teacher of parsimony. And speaking of scarcity, and here's a term you won't read in a finance textbook. I've always felt compounding sounds better and tastes better when you call it compounding. Now, when you're looking for a stock, you're looking for maturity, not a risky startup, but a solid business with predictable cash flows, a mature asset. And Yehuda and I, we had a unique way of signaling to each other that we'd found a truly mature asset worth a major investment. When the numbers looked right, when the management was stable, when the moat was wide, we would lean back and say, with complete satisfaction, "She not a baby," saying, "That's how we knew it was a keeper." That's maturity. But to maintain that level of alertness, you need action bias. Always keep moving. That's why I'm always on the move. Every morning, you can find me on the road, out on my bicycle, riding my bike every day. You can't let inertia take hold. And I spend hours every day out on the golf course, mastering not finance, but physics, specifically one law: gravity. You can't make money without understanding gravity, and I consider myself a gravity genius. The swing, the angle, the way the ball stays aloft just long enough. It's pure financial discipline translated into a sport. Now, our portfolio has the big names, of course, but it also has room for personal investment for the things you love. For me, that's my music, my deep personal appreciation for the flute, the tonal quality. It's calming. It's a low-cost, high-yield hobby. The greatest investment you can make is in memories, capturing and immortalizing your most cherished ones. You need to invest in mixed tiles photos. And then there's the hidden revenue stream, managed almost entirely by Yehuda in the early days, though we never discussed it in the annual report. The quiet work of providing private mortgages. Because at the end of the day, helping people secure a home is an investment in community, an investment in humanity. My kids and grandkids today, they live a life of comfort. They have every luxury. They have these amazing talking robot dogs. They go to these fancy camps. I look at them and I laugh. I tell them, I had that when I was a kid. They look confused. Yes. I tell them, my parents sent me to Switzerland for tennis camp every summer. I'm telling you, I have an entire wall dedicated to the time I accidentally hit a flock of geese with my golf ball. It's a spectacular tribute to my gravity genius. So, in closing, remember the real secrets. Practice compounding. Keep riding your bike every day. Invest only when you can confidently declare, "She not a baby," saying, "And for goodness sake, get some mixed tiles." Thank you, and go get wealthy, and praise your boomski.